Today's market especially, you're not the only one that wants that house. There's a bunch of people, maybe a lineup of people that wants that house. So how are you gonna get it above and beyond your competition? That's what we're gonna cover today. What's up, y'all? This is Rick Dhillon back, spitting some more fire to help your realtors close some more deals. Topic of today's video is how to win in multiple offer situations, okay? Before I get into the video, don't forget to subscribe. Get this knowledge all to yourself. Just hit subscribe. You're gonna love these videos, okay? And if you ever have a comment or you wanna do a like, that's a bonus. Let's get right into the video. How to win every multiple offer situation, okay? So your buyers love this house. They're excited. You're excited. They finally found one. You just showed them houses for weeks. They finally says, Rick, I love that house on 22 Smith Street. Get it for us. You're excited. They're excited. You call the listing agent. You're like, hey, listing agent, I want to offer on your house. My buyer likes it. And the listing agent turns around and says, yeah, join the club, Rick. We got 10 other offers. This marketplace, the 10 other offers are definite, okay? So some houses here, we have 20 offers, 30 offers, you name it. So I had to build the skill set on how to beat the competition. Successful people find the problem and then get the solution to the problem to be cream of the crop. So this is what I use, all right? Step number one, okay? Step number 1, 2, 3, you guys are probably gonna know, but then we get into some detailed stuff. I'm gonna cover 7 steps today. Before we get into the steps, here's some intangibles. Call the realtor, build a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Read the realtor's language, meaning find out what their personality type is and talk their language, because a lot of times these realtors are fed up with all these other agents that are calling them, bossing them around, you know. Build a little rapport from them. At the end of the day, it's gonna come down to the seller, but if you get in good with the listing agent, it's gonna help you, okay? So step number 1, all right? You're gonna draw up the offer with no conditions, all right? So it can't have a home inspection clause in there, it can't have a financing clause. Here's a pro tip. Write the clauses in, X them out, and then get your buyer to initial. On your schedules, don't just omit these clauses of home inspection, financing, because if shit ever hits the fan, right? Your buyer can come up to you and say, hey, you never protected me. So you want to make sure that you write the financing clause and the inspection clause in there, X it out, and then get your buyer to initial it, because if shit ever hits the fan, it's right there in writing. It was the buyer's sole discretion to cross that out in initial, all right? So it can have no conditions. If your offer has conditions, you're done. Because there's a good chance that a lot of these people that want this house are going to come with no conditions. And then it comes down to price. You have to build that relationship, that swag, to kind of figure out where the price is going to be. That happens through conversations. The other pro tip I will give you is try to do these presentations face-to-face or on a Zoom, or at least try to get the agent to put yourself on speaker so you can present your offer, okay? Because you can present your offer a lot better than a listing agent if you adapt the skills. Step number 2 is come equipped with the bank draft, okay? Not a personal check. You can have a certified check or a bank draft, meaning the seller at this point knows that along with the offer, the money is right there. Because if you put, I'm going to bring you the deposit within 24 hours or whatever the norm is in your neck of the woods, they're going to be kind of on pins and needles. Is the deposit check actually coming? Right now, you got to understand the mission. The mission is to sell your offer as the best one and to put the seller at ease that your buyer is not only going to offer a price that the seller wants, but also the ease of making sure that this deal is actually going to go through. Okay, that's what we're fighting. That's what we're proving. So the bank draft's going to help you. That's on the spot. Okay. Point number 3. Okay, have a letter from your mortgage broker stating that this person is pre-approved. This is how you're going to spin it. Let's go into role play. I'm presenting my own offer. That's why it's important. Mr. Seller, first of all, I'm going to compliment the listing agent in front of the seller. Okay. Another pro tip. Always compliment the listing agent in front of the seller. Hey, your agent here is doing an amazing job. One of the best I've ever seen. Whatever. Okay. So the agent's on your side. That's not the point that I'm covering right now. We're doing a pre-approval letter. Okay. So this, I'm going to spin it. Mrs. Seller, obviously you have a big demand on your house. Your listing agent is doing a fantastic job, brought you all these offers. Look, my offer has no conditions. It also has, my down payment, my bank draft is right here, my deposit. I also wanted to show you a letter from the bank, a letter from the lender, a letter from the mortgage broker, wherever you got that from, stating that this person is totally approved. Okay, so sometimes there'll be buyers out there, because they want your house so bad, they cross out the condition of financing, but they don't really have it. So Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, I just wanted to prove to you that we actually have it, and here's the letter. Boom. Boom. Okay, next step. Along with the proof of pre-approval, you're going to show a proof of down payment. Right? Okay. Good old Rick here does this stuff. Proof of down payment is simply taking your buyer's bank statements, delete all the numbers and all that kind of stuff, all the private information. Remember, you're putting the seller's mind at ease that this deal is going to go through. So that's how we're going to do that. Let's continue on. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, not only do I have the proof of pre-approval that the bank has assured you that this offer will go through and their financing is good at this price, I'm also showing you that my buyers are putting a large down payment down. Okay? Here it is. Boom. Now you have a statement of, whatever bank that the buyers are from, and it's going to show that it's a big down payment. Obviously, you're not going to put this in if it doesn't favor you. Okay? If they're only putting 5% down on the property, don't do it. Okay, that's gonna shoot you in the foot. This video is gonna make sure you get the deal, not get the deal. So if it's a healthy down payment, you're gonna show that. Why? The seller is at ease. Okay, this is not just a person that's crossing out conditions. They're giving me proof beyond just crossing out conditions. Because you know what the seed of doubt you're putting in the seller's head? Watch this. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, look, there's a lot of people that want your house today and they've crossed out that condition, okay? But what happens sometimes on closing date, you might have already purchased the house and there's nightmares that happen on closing date. They get caught in this bid and sometimes emotions take over and they really can't afford your house. So what I want to do is make sure that my guys can actually afford the house, okay? Because I've personally seen, hey, Mr. Listing Agent, maybe you've seen this too, I'm not sure, but I've personally seen, after being in the business for so long, that some of these offers, even though they're unconditional, they fall apart on closing days, and that's a nightmare. Your moving truck is, in your driveway, and you get a call from a lawyer saying funds didn't come in, the mortgage didn't get approved. Now you just bought a house on the other side and it's a nightmare. So I want to put your mind at ease, okay? Not only do they have me as a professional to make sure that never happens to you, I'm coming with documentation. That's gonna work. So see, you're like a lawyer and you're arguing a case and the seller is a judge, okay? That's the kind of mindset that you have to have. And what do lawyers have? Lawyers have evidence. So you're bringing evidence. So evidence, we're bringing powerful evidence on how the sale is going to be done and in making sure that it will be done by showing proof. Now we want to appeal to the emotions. At this point, you pull out a letter from a buyer or maybe a video from the buyer, okay? Make sure that they do a nice video, because sometimes, it's not all about money for the seller. It's not always about the money for a seller. They want to make sure that the house that they raise their kids in, or the house that they, got married in, whatever the case may be, is given to somebody that's going to take care of those memories. I've been in a situation when, after I got the listing, the house sold, and the seller is in tears. They're so emotional that they're losing those memories. So this video, powerful video from the buyer, is going to give them a relationship with the buyer, okay? And the video is gonna go something like, hey, Mr. Seller, this is Dave and Samantha. We absolutely love your house. We can picture our kids in that playroom and playing in the backyard, and you did a beautiful job with your kitchen. And we always wanted a kitchen overlooking a family room, so we're entertaining our family. We love the way you did your house, and we will take care of it. And we really, really see ourselves there for a very long time. See what I'm saying? That's the video you show. Not only are you appealing to them in evidence for proof that the offer will go through, now you're appealing to the emotions. You know what I'm saying? Remember, you gotta win multiple offers. This is next level stuff. So that's why you should subscribe. Now you're packed with an awesome offer. Okay, make sure you do this face to face, or at least on a phone or a Zoom if you can. I don't like listing agents presenting my offer. I like doing it on my own. Here's the drum roll. Here's the drum roll one, okay? Check with your board, okay? Because all boards are different, but check with your local area to see if you can put in an escalation clause, okay? What is an escalation clause, Rick? Like I said, I want to give you guys value so you guys sell more real estate. There's a lot of multiple offers going on, and I want you to win them. And hopefully, if you follow these steps, you will. An escalation clause is simply this. It's a clause that goes into your agreement of purchase and sale, and it simply says, I will buy the house for this price, okay? However, if there are competing offers and they outbid me, I am willing to increase my offer to blank. I'm paraphrasing, but that's an escalation clause. So now you have a trump card. You can even write something, and again, check with your board and your local market. It's all different, and rules and regulations are different. You can also put that you will beat the top offer by $10,000, $5,000, $20,000. This all depends on how much your buyer loves the home. Okay, now, usually there's a few rounds in multiple offer situations. Okay, let's say there's 10 offers and you had a solid offer and you made the final 4, all right? Or the final 3 or final 2 or the final 5, whatever it is. It is good practice to hold on to that escalation clause maybe until your second round, okay? Because the first round there's probably going to be improvements unless the listing agent, actually, here's another pro tip. Ask the listing agent prior to presenting your offer, say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Listing Agent, how are you going to be handling these multiple offers so I can prepare my buyer? Okay, I want to prepare my buyer. So are you going to just be doing 1 round, or are you going to be doing 2 rounds or 3 rounds? And they might answer something like this. Hey, Rick, we're going to try to do it in 1 round, so put your best foot forward. But if something is close, we'll do it round 2. Usually they're going to do 2 rounds. But you got to be up there a little bit. So put your best foot forward. Now on round 2, you come back. Let's say I was close. I'm competing with another offer. I did what I had to do. Because at the end of the day, no matter how good of your steps are to get this multiple offer done, as we discussed, it does come down to price sometimes. So round 2, I'm going to I come back to the house, say, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, guess what? My buyer loves your house. They increased the offer by $30,000, whatever that number is. Hopefully that works for you. Look, I know you said we made the final 2, for example. I don't know what that other person is offering, but my buyer really wants his house. And hopefully I proved to you that they will make sure that they will close on this house, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. So we put a little escalation clause on here. If that offer is a little bit higher than ours, guys, please take ours. And you know what? We're willing to beat that offer by $5,000. It's right here in writing. At that point, guys, you're pretty much going to get the house if you did all these steps and you did it right. Look, I want you guys to be successful. I went through hoops trying to learn this stuff. I paid a lot of coaches, and some of them taught me this stuff, but most of them didn't. I kind of took something from here and there, and I kind of compiled all this stuff. And kudos to all my coaches. Love you guys and all the books that I've read and all the experience that I have. I don't want you to go through that. I want to help you. So that's why I'm making these videos. All right, so make sure you subscribe. like, please comment. Let's build that relationship. Share it if you like it a lot. Give me a shout. We'll sort it out.